the biology now become a cross-discipline kind of field, right? So look at me, right? I'm a semiconductor engineer, right? And so I'm working on using semiconductor technology for biomedical, right? And besides semiconductor, there are a lot of other technology involved to develop the thing that we're working on. So this is a huge cross-discipline field. And with all kind of different technology progress, we really can make some great thing happen. My field is called intelligent microfluidic MEMS. So there's three words, right? Intelligent means everything is controlled by semiconductor digital kind of circuit. Microfluidic means we deal with small amount of liquid, and that's why we target on healthcare and medical, because if you think human being is more than 60% of human being is water, so we deal with liquid, right? MEMS is the small things can made using semiconductor process. So we combine the three together for a new technology. The target is for healthcare, and mainly for my team, our technology mainly focus on two applications. One is 3D bioprinting. The other one is a point of care, means doing the diagnostic at a very fast way and without big equipment. So people talking about the organ printing, right? Or artificial organ. I think it's take more time, right? Take probably another 30 to 50 years. But our technology try to build up the foundation for that kind of a dream, right? So we can precisely print single cell in a very accurate mode, right? So that, for example, for organ printing, the most challenging thing is build up the vessel, the small capillary tube, right? Without that, you print few layers of cell, then it will die because no nutrition or the oxygen can pass through a few layers of cell. So you have to embed the vessels. But the vessel normally is only about, the smallest one is 9 micron in diameter, right? To make such small things, the current technology, we cannot make it. So our technology kind of help to make that happen, right? Because we can precisely and accurately to put down the cell and build up 3D structures. So that, I think, is a really good thing.
What are applications of 3D printed organic cells?
Yeah, you can do skin, you can do kind of a tissue structure, tissue model, right? One of the quick application is that we can use for pharmaceutical research, right? For a new drug, you need to test them, right? And normally now we use mice. I think 200 million mice will be used just for that purpose every year in the world. But it's not only costly or very expensive. The other thing is a human being is not 70 pounds of mice, right? So you have to make sure that the model you use to test the drug has to be very similar to human being. The best thing is use your own cell, right? See how the drug kind of affect your own body cell, right? So that's the thing that people are working on, and we can use your own cell or stem cell to build the tissue structure, or liver or kidney, whatever the structure, and to do a drug test and specifically to cure your own disease, right? So that's called precision medicine. So that's one of the applications. We're talking about the drug test. Actually, there's another word called organ chip, organ on chip. So basically build a organ structure on a microfluidic chip for all kinds of tests, right? So that's the thing that I talk about, used for a drug test or pharmaceutical research, right? And the other thing for the printing technology we're working on is for liquid biopsy. It is screening for cancer cell, right? So we know that for early detection of cancer, the best way is looking your blood, right? Normally, if 1 ml of blood has like 5 cancer cell, they will say that you have the potential to have a cancer somewhere, right? So our technology can very accurately and very fast to screening a kind of a volume of blood and detect if there any cancer cell exist or not. So that's another real kind of amazing technology can be used to help people. Well, for the medical world, right, we all know that even now, right, when we do any blood test, right, we go to the hospital and nurse take the blood and you wait for 3 days, right? And before even more difficult, right? But with this new kind of device we call intelligent microfluid device, you probably don't need, first, it's fast. You don't need to wait for 3 days. You may get the result immediately. Actually, you may already seen those kind of devices like when you test the blood sugar, right? Insulin test, right? And also you can test your blood very quickly about the different parameters. And so it's very fast, right? Now, right? And in the future, it's even faster and also very convenient. You can do anywhere. So I mean, in US, we always talk about, and now everywhere people talk about one blood, you can get a lot of results. And so that's what we're doing. Another big thing, beside the convenience in China, right? That's one of the reasons came back, and one of the application is called, we call in China, it's called low-cost medical care, right? So basically, in the remote village, right, and there are no very kind of complicated or complete hospital or medical facility, right? So in the village level, if there is something happened, you can use some kind of point of care device and very fast identify a problem, right? And also, with little training, people can collect the result and send through the internet, whatever, to the hospital, and they can help to do the treatment. So this is going on in China now.
When did this acceleration begin in biotechnology?
Well, that's a good question, right? The acceleration happened is combined with the semiconductor technology, right? That's why we come to Xitre, right? Because we have the foundation for MEMS production and semiconductor manufacture, right? So combine the semiconductor technology with the microfluid technology, you can make a lot of things happen.
So a lot of the changes that happened in information technology had a big influence on biology.
Yeah, exactly. The biology now become a cross-discipline kind of field, right? So look at me, right? I'm a semiconductor engineer, right? And so I'm working on using semiconductor technology for biomedical, right? And besides semiconductor, there are a lot of other technology involved to develop the thing that we're working on. So this is a huge cross-discipline field. And with all kind of different technology progress, we really can make some great thing happen. I think with the technology progress, with the machine learning, all kind of things, I think that will, again, significantly accelerate the progress, right? So, for example, for our test, we can collect a lot of data, right? But how can you analyze those data? How can you look the pattern? How you predict things? It's very difficult, right? So with machine learning, AI, all these new technology, I think that will be great enhance the progress.
Many people are, of course, also skeptical of all these developments. So what do you think should they understand better about biotech?
Yeah, so every technology can do good things and bad things, right? So I think people just fear for the negative side, but I think always technology, if used properly, will help people a lot. So the benefit will overcome the negative side. So, for example, the AI, I think it's the same thing for biomedical or biotechnology. I think the main purpose, we have to make sure our main purpose is benefit a human being, right? And with that in mind, I think that should guarantee a lot of things. And on the other side, we have to make sure we set up some boundaries, right? For example, you cannot you probably cannot, without any regulation, freely modify a generic like DNA and in human being, right? So we have to set up a boundary and have the moral kind of standard in mind to make sure it's not going into the negative side. So, yeah. But I truly believe, I think the benefit side is huge, and if we use properly. For example, the most amazing progress in the biomedical is DNA sequencing, right? With that technology, it's progressed so fast, right? Before it would take probably $10,000 to make a profile of DNA. Now people try to make it under $1,000, and in China even cheaper than that. The other thing is that our device can do. We're working on a device to do the pregnant screening for Down syndrome, right? In China now, it's probably 1,000 or 2,000 RMB, but with this smart, quick technology, we can make it very cheap, 1/10 of the price. And so it's available for normal people and get the result very fast. So, I mean, that's just two examples, but there are so many different examples. For example, the antibiotic abuse, right? And in China, once you have fever, the first thing they do is get you an antibiotic, right? But that's not very scientific, right? So one thing we can do is, once we see you have the symptom, in hospital, normally they will do this, right? They will measure the white blood cell, the count, right? And then depends on the number, they'll decide to give antibiotic or not, right? But in the remote village or place that's not easy access those tests, you have no idea. Doctor just go directly prescribed the antibiotic to you. But with this device, because it's cheap and fast, even at the village level, clinic level, you can do the test very quickly. And so prevent the antibiotic abuse, right? Because that's a big issue now.
When you look at your field and what happened in recent years,
yeah.
Has anything surprised you?
Yeah. Well, one thing is I'm now talking about specific for my kind of technology. When I came back, I did not realize the progress and also the adoptive kind of process for new technology in China is so fast. So when I came back, I did not realize our technology can be used for molecular diagnostic. And when I came back, even in US, it's not very common. People kind of think about that way. But in China now, everybody think about this kind of a technology and try to develop point of care device to do that, right? So this is amazing to me. And I think in China, with the government promotion of the innovation, it does have impact in people's thinking and kind of a way to act, right? So that's kind of amazing. So in China, I think the technology progress is accelerating, right? So
faster than elsewhere.
I think in the overall, because in technology you need kind of a manufacturing capability to support that, right? And you know, we call China speed, right? I mean, in US, if I make a circuit board, it probably take 5 days, or even longer than that. And in China, it's probably take 3 days, even 1 day, you can make one, right? So those kind of things, because we have the huge manufacturer kind of capability here, right? So it can doing things very fast, and that really kind of support the technology development, right? So that's more from the point of view how we developed the technology, right? Of course, you know, in everywhere, because they kind of have the tradition of a new technology. I think in the future, probably, you know, there are a lot of interactions and borrow the idea each other, you know, and that's how helped the whole world, the technology progress.
Do you think people in China are more open to new technology?
Yes, that's probably yes, yes.
Why?
Again, you know, I think it's just, you know, I think people eager for new things here, right? And people like to adopt the new things, right? And I think the government also kind of support. There are no so many barriers or so much resistance to do a new things, right? Like the mobile, right? The bike, right? It's probably hard in US to do that, right? The regulations, people adoptions, but now it's everywhere in China, right? And it is so convenient. So that's how it amazed me, right? The things progress so fast, right? And with this Internet of Things and also the Wi-Fi and those kind of things innovate very fast in China. It just accelerate everything. You know, you have to make up your mind. You know, what's the thing you want to do, right? And I think in China, especially in China, right, we have huge populations, right? The world #1 population in China. So from business point of view, everything related to population will be a great business in China, right? Healthcare, education, right? That's all related to that. So, and then you have to think about what's the knowledge you have to build up, right? And how to adapt it. Right? My point is, I think we need to think about how to enjoy it instead of how to be afraid of that or fear that, right? As I said, I think every technology, every new things and the innovations will benefit human being much more than the negative side. As myself, I enjoy the technology. I enjoy the technology progress, right? I think everybody should enjoy that instead of just concern or fear that.
If you think forward into the future, maybe 10 years, what kind of world do you think we'll live in?
Yeah. No, I can imagine it will be so different. You know, it will be so different. Right? And because, as I said, with this technology combination, it will accelerate everything so fast, right? And before, you know, we actually, you know, more and more, one of our goal is made all kinds of sensors to collect the data. And so basically we supply the input of the data, and everywhere, every place and everybody, you know, we have all kinds of sensors, right? But that's huge data, right? How you deal with those data, and AI will come in to help interpret it, right? With all kinds of automation, right? We can get a lot of things done and got a lot of results come out, right? That will greatly help the technology application progress. And that's the only thing I can think about, you know. And the other thing I can think about is with biomedical field, right? The DNA sequencing things is amazing, right? And now we really look into the fundamental level of the human being, right? At the DNA level, right? And then with the knowledge built up, we really will know eventually with the AI, all the connections between DNA and symptom disease, and then we can accordingly develop the drugs to cure. So I can see that in the biomedical field, there are a lot of progress will be happening, and it is happening. So, and in 10 or 20 years will be totally different. I think everybody will live up to 200 years old. So that's my dream. But I think human beings' life quality will be great. So that's my 2 cents. So yeah. But I really. My current goal is just finish in 5 years. I can get my technology into product and have a startup. I really have some product people like and help human beings. So, and I think the biomedical is really a great thing because its main goal is help people, help human beings.